Hi team, hope you're still with me. Yeah, this is probably the hardest video I've had to do so far, so I'm sorry if it's gonna be a tough one or a boring one. But if you take home a few things out of this, I'll be stoked. So on to the boards now. I've just talked through all the concaves, and I'm actually just going to show you a couple of concave or a couple of bottom contours as they run through the board and what they do again on the actual board. So this is my slot car, which is a similar shape to like a Lost Rocket or a Quiver Killer or something, and this is running the typical sort of 90s 2000s Almeric bottom contour. So this is a really important one to see, because this is kind of like the Mac Daddy and the Granddaddy of where they all came from. So we're coming from the front here, and you can see we've got a single concave going on there. So this is where it gets deepest. So about where your front foot's going to be, you should be able to see that single concave is actually getting pretty deep there, and that's what we were talking about, is giving you that lift. That's giving you that single concave running all the way through, is giving you that lift under your front foot, which is giving you speed. And it's actually, because it's been cut through here, it's actually also flattened the rocker back out at the stringer line, but not at the rail line necessarily, if that makes sense. So it allows you to have the stringer running a very straight rocker, and the rail line is actually curving. So that's pretty important take home if you can picture that and figure that out. So as we're coming down here, you'll see this start to turn into a double concave now. So you can see two bumps. So this is a double concave, but this is still a concave, yeah, because you've got your rail line and your stringer line, and your stringer, there's no rock in there, so this stringer is not pushing up and making that V. So this is not a concave V, this is a double concave, and you'll see this double concave starts running through the fins. So that's giving you speed and bite and lift, as we said. And now you'll start to see this double concave is actually whatever we want to call it, is basically a rolled V. It's a concaved V, really. So as you can see, this board's now starting to rock. This straight edge is starting to rock. So what's actually happening is this double concave, again, this rocker was cut down there, and then it stayed. So the stringer rocker has stayed straight a lot of the way through the board. We get to the end, and the peak in the V has allowed the stringer rocker to stay straight, but it's increased the rail rocker. And that's, I'll show you on my other board, because that explains it even more, because that's just the same all the way through. But that's kind of what I want people to be able to understand about the changes in rocker line. So I'll try and show it from the side. It's extremely difficult to show you. So what I'm saying is, basically, through this front foot part, the rail here, this stringer is actually lower than this rail. So we've got a dive in the board this way, which is creating a big flat spot through here and speed. And then as we get to the end of the board, what we've got is this stringer line, this stringer rocker here has stayed very, very flat, but the rail, the fact that we're curving off here with V, has allowed the rail rocker to be extenuated. So again, it's kind of hard to it's hard to see, but what we're talking about is, you see here, this is the rail rocker line staying straight, and you can see as we go down, the fact that there's rock means that rail's running away from it. And you'll see that here as well, because you've got that much gap there, and then when I go over to the side, you've only got, again hard to see, but you've only got a lot less gap there than you have here. So hopefully that makes sense to people, but it's quite complicated. But you can sort of see how the concaves are adding lift, they're directing the water flow, and they're allowing the shaper to give you a different rocker at the rail to what you get at the stringer. Yeah. So just going to show you that on my fish here, because this is a really extenuated it's really showing you the what I believe to be spiral V, which is the concave V running a long way up the board, giving you a straight stringer rocker but an increased rail rocker. So let's go through again. I really hope I'm not putting you guys off, because it's probably not quite as fun as looking at cool boards and listening to how they go. But yeah, if you want to understand and I can help, I'll be very happy. So looking at this board, we're right down here and the board is basically flat. So this is about the entry. My front foot would never be that far forward unless I was trying to hang five or something crazy. So, and as we come backwards, what we'll see happen as we get to here, we're already starting to see a little bit of rock. So you can see that straight is there rocking. So you know that we've got V because this is rocking, you know that this rail here and here is actually not as deep in the water as this stringer. So we know, and then this is just going to increase and increase and increase and increase and increase. So we're getting down to, this is about the front foot area here. And then we're getting down towards the fins now. You will be able to see, hopefully, that if I just roll it onto one panel at a time, you can see that we've actually got a concave V going on now. So you can see two dives, but the stringer line is still deeper in the water than the rocker line, so it's not a double concave, it's actually a concave V. So as we're getting further down, more rock, more rock, more rock. So you can see this huge amount of V there, and you can see the little light dives in between for the, and then when you get down to the fins, look at that. So we've just got this mega rock going on by the time we're there. So what that tells us is that if we go from here, look at the height of the straight edge there, and then look at the rail. The rail's like basically the rail's curving away. This string is trying to stay quite straight, and as we come down, this rail is, the V's basically getting deeper and deeper and deeper to create that assistance with the rock side to side. So I'm gonna go through that again with just without the boards and just my hands showing you. So basically what we're looking at there, this V in the board, so let's say we're down at the front foot, okay, and we're down at the front of the board and there's a bit of V there but not much, and then what's happening is this V, as we're coming out to the tail upside down, same as it was before on the board, that V's getting more and more and more and more and more increased, accentuated. So basically what's happening is if my elbows are the rail rocker and my fingers are the stringer rocker, this is what's happening. The stringer rocker is staying straight, and my elbows, the rail rocker, are increasing. So that's actually allowing you to have a fast stringer line rocker down the board, and the rail line is going away from it, and that's by this V having an increase. So again, if you went the other way around as you'd be and you're in the water, here's the bottom of your board, here's your V, and again you'd have my fingers are the rail, my fingers are the stringer rocker, and then the rail rocker is going up, 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 and out of the way. So you're basically getting your tail ends are just creeping away, which is basically giving you an assistance in turning in the back end, and your stringer line's still at the same place. So again, you're trying to keep this straight in this plane, and the rails going out and away to give you some extra curve. Right, that's got to be everyone's heads messed up for tonight, because it's plenty for me. Again, hope you like that, guys. Sorry if it's like terribly, tragically boring and you just want to unsubscribe to me now. But when you see these things on the boards and you start to know what they do, it's actually kind of cool because you can look at it and you can understand what's happening and why. Yeah, I'll put the articles down there. It's probably really good to have a look at those because I say I'm just trying to regurgitate and fill in the gaps for you. And yeah, this has been pretty tough, to be honest. So I'll probably just stick to boards and fins. Fins is easy, but yeah, this is just showing you, one, it's complicated, but basically the take homes are, now you probably understand a bit of what single concave does, a bit of what double concave does, a bit of what V does, how complicated it actually is, because these guys are using the V and the single concave to make changes in the relativity of the stringer rocker to the rail rocker. So, you know, if we want a board to go really fast, we're trying to keep that stringer rocker quite straight, but to assist it in its turn, we're wanting it to have a bit more rail rocker, but you can't go too far away one from the other. You know, you can't have a dead straight stringer rocker and a completely curved rail rocker, because you're just gonna have like a massive V or something in it, and then you're gonna end up tracking, and it's all a really huge balance. So yeah, hope that was all right. Sorry if I've just put everyone off listening to me, but yeah, if anyone's got any questions or comments, give us a shout. But have a read of the articles for yourself. They'll make a bit more sense, and then maybe have another look if you've got another 20 minutes to spare. But yep, sorry for it's been a long one, but just hope it helps you guys. So yeah, keep in mind that, again, concaves and convexes, they are creating lift, they're allowing rail to rail transition easily, they're allowing the rocker profiles to be altered between the stringer and the rail, and they're changing the angle that the rail actually grips the water. And there's other stuff where they're creating lift through air in cavitation, and they're also feeding the fins. You know, we could go into bonzer bottoms and all the other stuff, but I'm knackered myself just listening to myself. So all right guys, thanks for listening. I hope that helps, and yeah, please give us a few thumbs up. That'd be great, because this is a tough one. Cheers, see ya.